I've been reviewing duffel bags over the past few months, and I wanted to show you a side-by-side comparison of some of my favorites. Here I have the Patagonia Black Hole, Jack Wolfskin Expedition, Osprey Daylite, the North Face Basecamp Voyager, and the Thule Chasm. These duffels are all carry-on compatible between 30 and 40 liters, and they range between about $70 and $130. These bags all have a large duffel-style main compartment and convertible backpack straps. I've done several duffel comparisons already. There's some bags I still like the REI Big Haul and the Osprey Transporter, that didn't make it into this video because I've already done reviews on them. However, I decided to include the Patagonia Black Hole, which I've also already done a review on, because it's very similar to some of these other duffels. Instead of rattling off the dimensions, I'm just going to include all the specifications for these bags in the description below, but know that I chose these duffels because they all fall within the standard carry-on limits for most airlines. Starting with the capacity from low to high, the Jack Wolfskin Expedition and the Osprey Daylite are both 30 liters, while the North Face Voyager is 32. And then the Patagonia Black Hole and the Thule Chasm are both 40-liter packs. It's also worth mentioning that I got the smallest versions on all of these bags, and most of them also come in larger sizes. Now let's go through the materials and the hardware on these packs in order of quality. The Basecamp Voyager is lowest on my list. It's made from a TPEU coated polyester, but it's not nearly as thick or durable as the rest of the packs here. Next is the Osprey Daylite. This is a solid pack considering that it's only $70. I think they did a great job making a pack that's barely over 1 pound while still using a decent 600 denier polyester fabric. These next 3 packs all use different fabrics, but they're very similar in terms of quality in order: 840 denier on the Patagonia, 900 on the Thule, and 1680 denier on the Jack Wolfskin. They all also have a rubberized coating that makes them decently water resistant and increases the durability. It's a similar breakdown with the hardware in these packs. They all use decent quality YKK zippers. The Voyager uses the smallest number 8 locking on the main compartment and 5s almost everywhere else. While the rest of these packs all use large number 10s on the main compartment, which is the largest size zipper you can get in a travel backpack. Other than some style variations, the only difference is that the Thule Chasm and the Jack Wolfskin have locking zippers, while the Patagonia Black Hole and the Osprey Daylite do not. Duffels tend to not have as much hardware as regular travel backpacks. These bags are no exception. The Daylite and the Jack Wolfskin really just have the nylon adjusters on the straps. That's about it. These other 3 packs have clips or toggles so you can remove the shoulder straps. You can clearly see the difference in quality between the Voyager and these other 2 packs. The buckles are quite a bit larger. The Chasm and the Black Hole actually use the exact same Duraflex buckle. You could even interchange them. The top of the shoulder straps, Patagonia uses nylon buckles, while the Chasm has these aluminum toggles, which I think is a nice touch. Now let's look at the external features on these packs. Being duffels, they're all fairly simple. They all have at least one external pocket. One has a water bottle pocket, one has compression straps, and one has a laptop compartment. And all 5 of these duffels have backpack carry straps. They're all removable except the Osprey Daylite. The North Face Voyager has the largest pockets. There's a huge shoe compartment on this side, which is also where the bag folds into itself, as well as another large pocket on this side. The Patagonia pocket looks small from the outside, but it's actually quite large on the inside. This is also the pocket that the bag can fold into. Jack Wolfskin has one medium-sized pocket on top that takes up most of the space of the lid. For being such a small and light duffel, the Daylite actually has decent exterior pockets. This huge one in the front goes all the way down to the bottom of the pack, as well as this smaller pocket on the end. And then the Thule Chasm just has this one smaller pocket on the top of the bag. I chose the Voyager over the regular North Face duffel because it has some additional features, 2 of those being an external water bottle pocket and a laptop compartment. This water bottle pocket is decent. It has a little extension snap here, unextended. Easily hold a slimmer water bottle. If you pop this thing open, it can hold a 1-liter Nalgene, as long as you don't have the bag too full. I mentioned earlier, only one of these packs has side compression straps. That's the Thule Chasm, and they're nicely hidden here behind these side handles, which are clipped to the side of the pack. There are 4 straps, 2 on each side of the bag. The strap only runs about 8 inches around the side of the pack. They work okay, but not as good as straps that run around the entire length. And then to show you, they do offer some compression, but you can see instead of really squishing the bag down, they kind of crunch it down here in the corners. Duffels don't usually have laptop compartments. The North Face Voyager does here on the back of the bag. It's a little slim though, and I can't quite fit my 15-inch Dell in here. If you have a smaller laptop, this stitching is gonna keep it away from the sides of the bag. However, there's not much padding on here. It's very thin on the back, and you're gonna feel this thing pressing up against your back when you're wearing it as a backpack. Now looking at the carry systems, these bags all have the same general style without a ton of features. They all have simple shoulder straps and little to no padding on the back. However, the thickness and the comfort on these varies quite a bit. The Osprey Daylite is the most minimalist of these duffels, and the shoulder straps are also the simplest. They're very thin, they're non-removable, and there's no sternum strap. Next is the Voyager. These straps are almost as wide as the next two duffels I'll show you, but they are a little thinner. Doesn't come with a sternum strap, but you can attach an aftermarket one to these daisy chain loops. These things are stowable and detachable in this top pocket. The Wolfskin Expedition and Patagonia Black Hole have very similar shoulder straps. They're almost identical width, padding, and curve. They both also don't have a sternum strap. They have daisy chain loops in the shoulder straps though, so you can attach a sternum strap from a different bag or aftermarket like I did here on the Black Hole. The straps on both these bags are removable. However, there is no dedicated pocket to put them in. The Black Hole, much easier to take off with this toggle on the top and plastic buckle on the bottom. The Wolfskin straps are a little more difficult to remove. They don't have a buckle. You basically have to thread the strap backwards through the adjuster. The thickest and I think the most comfortable straps are on the Thule Chasm. Compared to the Black Hole, you can see they're just way thicker, wider, and better padded than the rest of these packs. They're also easy to remove with a buckle on the bottom and an aluminum toggle on top. However, there is no sternum strap and there's no daisy chain or way to put one on. And if it's important to you, it's worth mentioning that none of these duffels comes with a hip belt. As far as top carry handles, the Voyager just has these side handles and there's no way to carry it like a traditional duffel. The Daylite, this bag is super minimalist. These backpack straps have a thin point in the middle, which you can Velcro together, and this doubles as the top carry handle. The handles on these next three bags are fairly comparable, inch thick piece of webbing over here on these two bags, and a small handle for clipping them together. The Thule straps are a little bit thicker, but they have another feature that I love. These handles tend to dangle here on your sides. You get them caught on your arm when you're trying to put it on as a backpack. These have a little clip over here on the sides. Keep these things out of the way. None of the other packs have that. I think it's a great feature. I think having a shoulder strap for carrying a duffel is an important feature. Unfortunately, none of these duffels comes with a shoulder strap. However, it's easy enough to buy an aftermarket one, and these bags all have some way of attaching it. The Daylite has these two fabric loops on either end of the pack, which work great. The rest of these bags all have some kind of daisy chain webbing around the sides or the front of the bag for attaching a strap. The Black Hole just has the daisy chain webbing on the sides of the bags, which means you're gonna be carrying it at kind of an angle. The North Face has the most options with loops going around the sides and the front of the pack. You can carry it almost any orientation you want, this way or even carry it like that. The Wolfskin and the Chasm both have daisy chain webbing on the corners of the bag. This Chasm has it on the end also, which gives you some great options for attaching a shoulder strap. There's not much to show you in terms of back padding on these duffels. These three bags don't have any kind of padding or air ventilation. It's really just the TPEU fabric and then whatever you have in this back lid pocket. The Voyager and the Daylite also don't have any back air ventilation, but they have a little bit of padding back here. It's a thin, firm piece of foam padding that helps the comfort a little bit. The interior on these bags are all very simple. They all have a very similar side opening lid. They're all pretty much right in the middle except the Thule Chasm, which is offset from the bag on the bottom. This gives you better access to this side of the bag, and it also prevents this seam from rubbing up against your back. The bags all have a zippered lid compartment except the Osprey Daylite. It's just a large, simple main compartment with no frills. The Jack Wolfskin, large opaque zippered pocket on the lid, big open main compartment. The North Face and the Black Hole have a large zippered mesh pocket in the lid. Well, the Chasm has two pockets. This large mesh one actually goes behind this smaller one on the front. And one interesting feature on the Voyager is it has this little separator. It has 4 toggles. You can attach it in the middle here or about a quarter of the way in the bag. You can detach it from the top and lay it flat, or detach it completely and remove it if you don't want to use it. I want to show you how to pack these bags and compare the capacity, but so this video doesn't get too long, I'm going to do that in a separate video, which I'll post next week. In summary, I think I have a good variety of travel duffels here. They're all carry-on compatible, they all have a huge interior main compartment, and they all have convertible backpack carry systems. I hope I made it clear that the Voyager is the lowest in terms of quality, but this bag has features these other bags don't have, like an external water bottle pocket and a laptop compartment. And if those features aren't important to you, the Black Hole, the Chasm, or the Expedition are much simpler packs with great quality materials. If you want the lightest duffel and you don't care as much about features, the Osprey Daylite is an awesome pack. At just over 1 pound, this bag doesn't waste space or weight on unnecessary features. It has a ton of capacity for the size, and it's also one of the cheapest packs at just $70. And if price is important, but you want something a little sturdier, the Jack Wolfskin Expedition was only $64 on Amazon when I filmed this video. And if you can get over the obnoxious logo for a pack that's comparable in quality to the Chasm and the Black Hole, I think this thing is an amazing deal for half the price. The Black Hole has been a staple travel duffel for years. It's just a solid, sturdy workhorse. It has a huge main capacity and a decent carry system. And if you're looking at the Black Hole, I think you should also consider the Thule Chasm. It has the same capacity and a very similar price. The fabric is thicker than it is on the Black Hole. It has these little button clasps to hold the side handles down, which I think is a great feature. It has 2 zipper pockets on the lid instead of 1, and these shoulder carry straps are much thicker and I think more comfortable than the straps on the Black Hole. I hope you enjoyed this update of some of my favorite travel duffels. Stick around next week if you want to see the packing demo. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And again, thanks for watching.